Erin has been steadfast in her commitment to her staff and to her patients, and she is the consummate nurse leader. She is there at the bedside. She would never ask her staff to do something she wouldn't do herself. She is definitely someone who we see a bright future in, and the pandemic, we've seen a number of leaders really step up and step in and show what they can do under times of stress and duress, and no one has done it better than Erin has. Erin is always professional, polite, disciplined, and she's incredibly well respected across the entire multidisciplinary team.
My name is Erin Guyette. I'm the nurse manager for Memorial CCU, SICU, and the critical care float pool. So Michelle is my boss. So that's, wow. You know, she's not only my boss, she's my mentor. She has been my go-to personally and, you know, job-wise since I started this journey. So that's, I'm honored. I'm honored that she thinks that highly of me. Extraordinary nursing care is defined as giving of yourself completely for another person, whether it be a patient or a staff, not just taking care of the physical, but also taking care of the mental and spiritual, and giving yourself 100% to that patient. There's no job that's beneath me. It doesn't matter what is needed, I'm happy to do it. I feel that that helps make people know that they're appreciated, know that there isn't anything that I would ask them to do that I wouldn't do myself. So I am always out on the floor helping, turning patients, emergency situations, just remaining flexible and trying to stay humble, continuing to take care of myself and making sure that I'm taking care of myself, because if I don't take care of myself, I can't take care of anybody else, and I have to sometimes learn to put myself first, and that can be very difficult. It's a 24/7 kind of job, so making sure that I am taking care of myself, and not only does that help me, but my staff see that as well, and it allows them to have permission to take care of themselves. It's very difficult when you're trying to do 20 things at one time. I've learned to take my ADD to a new level and do 20 things at one time, but I have to know when it's okay to stop doing everything else and focus my attention to the person in my office at that moment. I'm humbled, I'm honored, I am blessed and truly grateful. And after watching how leadership has responded to this pandemic over the past year and a half, there is no question in my mind that I will continue my career here at UMass for the rest of my career. I'm very proud to say I work here at UMass Memorial.
So I've known Erin for many years. She was a staff nurse in Two Lakes at ICU. I was always impressed with the way she cared for her patients. You know, not only is she technically excellent as a nurse, she is very kind and compassionate, definitely shines through in her work. Erin is highly committed to safe, quality care for patients. She bends over backwards to make sure the patients and their families receive the best experience at UMass through the most difficult times. The CCU at Memorial was the first ICU to go up as a COVID unit, has been the longest standing COVID unit, you know, acute care or med-surg. They have been at it constantly since March of 2020. And during that time, Erin has been under tremendous pressure. She opened a surge unit over at the Memorial campus as well. Not only does she have her two ICUs, the float pool, she had a surge unit in the PACU area at Memorial. She's always maintained her composure. During this time, you know, during wave 1 and wave 2, when we had our surge areas, you could find Erin working a night shift, taking a patient assignment, just to ensure that patients get the best care possible. Erin is a team player. She's definitely first in my mind when I have something that needs to be done. I think of Erin because she can always deliver. Erin, you are one of the most amazing individuals I've ever met. You are truly the epitome of a nurse. When I think of a nurse, I think of a kind, compassionate human being who would do anything for their patient and their family to make sure that they either heal or they could die with dignity. Erin, when I think of a Daisy leader, I think of you, and I just want to thank you for all your hard work, especially over the last 18 months. We would not have been successful in caring for any patients, but especially our COVID patients, without you and the hard work and the leadership qualities that you embody. Your team got through this very difficult time because of you and how you led them through it.
Katie has done an absolutely phenomenal job, and I smile when I think of Katie. Just does it in such a quiet way and in a methodical way, but she really is one of those people that just gets things done. You know, Katie in this past year has hired well over 100 nurses. We asked Katie last September, actually, probably a year from this taping, to open a new unit and expand the float pool over at Memorial, and Katie did it in a very short order and in a very methodical way with daily updates. You know, recently we were over on her unit celebrating the grand opening of it 8 months later, and had some time to talk to her about it, and to see her interact with her staff, to see the respect they have for her as a person, and to see how they as a team had come together. That didn't happen by accident, right? That happened through leadership. It happened through her actually taking a group of individuals who had no common interests, had no common relationship, bringing them together and building a trusting environment where patients are really receiving the best care possible. Katie's way of, when we speak of servant leadership, Katie's way of connecting with her staff and really showing them kind of the best way to take care of patients, right? And how to best approach situations, whether in conflict or constructive ways, is just a respectful way, right? Kind of always upholding the standards of respect.
My name is Katie Rennis. I'm the nurse manager of the acute care float pool and West 2 at Memorial. I have been with UMass for 16 years, done various roles, kind of started as a newbie as a PCA, and I've grown throughout the organization to where I am now. I truly care about my staff. I try to show that and being there for whatever they need and being supportive. I think it's providing that support to them. One of the things that we started, and I say we, Adita, the nurse educator, and myself for the floor and for float pool and really anybody that comes into the office, is we have a staff care cart in our office. It has, some self-care items, because self-care is really of high importance, and I try to feel like sometimes I get very preachy about it to people. I think we owe it to ourselves to take care of ourselves so that we can take care of patients. It's easy for nurses, I feel like, to put ourselves on the back burner. Like, we always need to do, what do we need to do for this person? What do we need to do for this person? And like, what about what you need to do for you? So the staff care cart has items that they can take home. I am very proud of my team, and my team is, all of float pool and West 2. Watching people grow. In terms of how I've adapted, I've really developed the mindset of just taking one day at a time, taking care of what needs to be done to get through the day, realizing that not everything can be a priority and some things can wait till the next day, and trying to impart that also to my staff. So almost just being that support for them. And I've seen the staff, they've done that for each other. They're actually support each other through that, because we talk about the importance of, being kind to one another, but it's like I tell them the only way we're gonna get through this is just by being there for each other. And I've seen that team, whether it's float pool, also helping on the floors with other staff, or on West 2, really coming close together. I've seen that in the last year and a half. I'm just very honored and I'm thankful for it.
My name is Adita Sultan. I'm the Nurse Education Safety Specialist for West 2 and Float Pool at the Memorial Campus. I've been at UMass for 7 years. Next week, I've been at Memorial with those two units for a little over a year. She is a great leader. She's a great nurse. She leads by example. She treats people the way they want to be treated. I personally often tell her that she's too kind, if not very kind. She is the most selfless person that I honestly have ever met. She always thinks about others first. Katie definitely walks the talk. She's calm. She sets the floor for the staff, how she expects it, how she would like them to interact with each other, and she exemplifies that. And she's always supportive at work and at home. Always caring, respectful, always listens. She's really, really good at listening. Everybody comes in to talk to her and she listens, because she's always there for us. She says she supports us no matter what. We never feel alone on the floor. Another nurse said the same thing. She said, and she is always available, helpful. She just does everything for all the people. I really don't know how to describe it. She brings our nursing practice to a next level. Like, we all should care for patients and each other the way she does for us. Whether it's a staff care card and a little thank you cards, or a whole table with there's little things on the care card for the staff, whether it's candy, chocolate, or a hand lotion. When there is an issue and anybody brings things up to her, she follows up and she follows through. And I've actually was told by a staff member saying, I feel supported because when I bring and concern to her, she always follows through. So I think that right there, it's part of excellence. Thank you. Thank you for being a great partner in crime. We have been working together for a little over a year, but we have a great working relationship. We support each other. I think even if she tried, she could not be more supportive of me and my work and what I need to do for the staff, and she could really not be more supportive to the people that work for her.